Hello and welcome to Let's Talk Politics on AIG Media Pro. I am Arogo Obo and we are counting down to crucial general elections. Lagos State, the economic capital of Nigeria, home to several millions of people, and over 40 candidates are fighting for a stake at Alausa, the government house, and they want a piece of the pie. Dr. Adetokunbo Pearce is the governorship candidate of the Social Democratic Party, for many years a critic, an academic, and has experience outside the country in terms of politics and also inside the country. And now you hope to be governor of Lagos State when the elections happen in 2019. Why do you want to be governor of Lagos State?
The race for governor is like any other race. That is to say, you look at the people who are running, and if you think that the people running have more to offer than you, that means you allow them to do it. If you think that the people that are in the race appear to be much weaker, that they don't have much to offer, then you get in the race. The main reason I'm in now is because I have seen the APC candidate, I have seen the PDP candidate, and I believe that both of them lack integrity. I believe that they have nothing to offer Lagos. I believe that the problems that we have in Lagos now, which are mainly the traffic jam, that is compounding all the other problems. It's affecting the economy. It's affecting quality of life. People are dying in traffic. People are being robbed in traffic. These are serious issues that have to be taken passionately. And these are the reasons why I want to be there, because I believe that my commitment is totally to the people of Lagos and not to some avaricious godfather. And I think that I'm the only person in this race. I see myself as an independent. I'm fully committed to the progress of the people, and I am determined to make a change. I spent 20 years of my life in the United States as a public affairs analyst and as a teacher, but I always involved in politics. I even ran for office in the United States, and my vision is to do what we do in the United States, which is to make things happen, not just talk. You must see results quickly. One of the first things that I would do as governor is to get the trucks that have congested our roads out of the roads within 48 hours. They'll be gone.
How possible is that? Because you look at the different things that have happened before in getting the trucks, for example, out, and there seems to be no headway. The roads are bad, the trucks insist they have to be there. What difference can you make?
The difference is the willpower. You remember when Fashola was governor, he got rid of those trucks. And the reason he was able to get rid of those trucks was because when the federal government tells him, leave the trucks alone, he tells the federal government, forget about it. I'm going to do exactly what is good for my state. But that was because the government in power, the federal government, was not his party. The problem we have now is that if Ambode wants to get rid of the trucks, somebody from the north will call Tinubu and tell Tinubu, tell your governor or your boy to leave my trucks alone. And the trucks are left alone. Because actually Ambode tried. This is what happened. Well, nobody is going to call anybody to tell me to keep these trucks on the road, damaging our bridges. The havoc that is created not only on the Apapa route, But throughout Lagos, once that route is congested, traffic backs up in the whole of Lagos. It's affecting lives. Time is money. 2 hours, 3 hours delay. Also affecting lives directly. People dying in traffic. We have real life experience of people dying in traffic. And it's affecting our economy.
Let's talk about making...
These are things that must be done.
Let's talk about making things happen, because you say you come from a system where you were used to making things happen. If you look, for example, at the fact that you were in People's Democratic Party for a number of years, and this is a party that was in the center. Now you've moved to another party, Social Democratic Party, that's never been in office at any level. Well, hasn't been a major good.
This is the party that brought Abiola in.
If you couldn't achieve much with PDP, why do you think you can achieve with SDP?
That brought Ezefe in as governor of Anambra State. So, it's not a new party, but you're right, the last 16 years or so. But your question, why would I be able to do more now? First and foremost, in the People's Democratic Party, of which I was the spokesperson for many years, as you said, I could never have got the ticket for governor. Reason being that, first, very expensive and prohibitive. Secondly, the intrigues within the party would only allow somebody who is a puppet, who is a yes man, who is a mimic man, who is a sycophant to get the ticket. Therefore, a person like me who is always critical of what the leaders are doing will never get the ticket. So, I do not have a godfather that I listen to, and for that reason, I will never get the ticket. Now I have the ticket. That's what's going to make a difference. So, and in the Social Democratic Party, all the way from Tifala, the national chairman, to Professor Adenro, the South National Vice Chairman, to Dr. Abdul, the North Vice Chairman, nobody, and Chief Shonibare, the Southwest Chairman, nobody dictates to anybody in the Social Democratic Party. We have some guidelines that we follow.
Were those principles effective in the way you were chosen as a candidate of the party? Were people satisfied when the process happened?
That's another example that shows you the difference between the PDP, the APC, and the SDP. Somebody asked me recently, said, you don't have any structure anywhere, the SDP. I said, we have structures from ward. We had a congress. Ward congresses, out of the 245 wards in Lagos, we are in 185. Out of the 20 local government areas, we are in 19 and very strong in 16 or 17. And our state congress is complete. The reason you didn't know was because there was no acrimony. Maybe it's because we're just starting again, But there's the Afenifere background. So we have a socio-cultural group that is like the godfather, the principle behind us. So we are couched in this ideology, this philosophy. We had no rancor. The way I got it, I would tell you the honest truth. I was the organizing secretary of the Social Democratic Party. At one point, I was organizing secretary and public secretary. And I was organizing. I was working just to build the party. I had no intention. I think you yourself know it, that I'm just a critic. That's what I do. I analyze things and I talk about the way things should be. We were looking. I was shopping around for candidates for the party for governor. I can tell you some people, I approached Jimmy Agbaje himself. I said, look, Jimmy, come and be governor. He said, he's already with the PDP. He's likely to get the ticket. So nobody wanted to come to the SDP because SDP doesn't have money to throw around. Many of them didn't want to come. So eventually, when it was, we were almost at the deadline to submit names to INEC. When I was called by the national leaders and asked if I was interested, and I said, well, if you want me to do it, there are other people who have shown interest. I said, let us go. They said, go for election. Let's see what happens. When I got to election, everybody stepped down. I never called anybody. I never talked to anybody. Nobody talked to them, but I was the organizing secretary. So evidently, I knew a lot of people in the party, and they took to me, and they decided to vote for me to run for governor. That's how I got there. So it shows you that I'm not here because I paid anybody, I want to amass money. People say, usually they'll say people change. People don't change.
All right.
Look at what they are before they got into office.
I'm sorry to interrupt you. I'm going to put you on the post and find out how strong your backbone is with the SDP. After the break, we'll continue our discussion with Dr. Adetokunbo Pearce, the governorship candidate of the Social Democratic Party in Lagos. Welcome back to Let's Talk Politics. We're having an intriguing, engaging conversation with the governorship candidate of the Social Democratic Party in Lagos, Dr. Adetokunbo Pearce. And we're just trying to find out how strong his backbone is. Recently, the last election which happened in Osun State, your party became some sort of dark horse. And then the talk around town was that the deal with the eventual winner of that poll, which was the ruling party, All Progressive Congress. Now we're in Lagos, and you've talked about having to have left one party, basically on principles, on what you stand for. And you in a position, for example, where a deal will have to be made between the APC and the PDP, or if just some sort of discussion will happen. Would you break your principles and deal with the devil, or you walk the entire 9 mile?
You mean run the race?
Till the end.
Oh, that's what we'll do. That's what we'll do. Because if you look at what happened in Osun, Senator Mishori had a lot of issues that he had to deal with. He was facing the FCC problem. His passport, international passport, had been seized. The allegation that he committed this and that. So I don't have those issues. Nobody's perfect, but I've lived all my life doing my best to avoid any illegalities. 20 years in the United States of America, no drug problem. Many people running now, they say they were caught with fake dollars. Many of them were deported. Many of them had legal problems. Many of them were using drugs, all sorts of allegations. I never had any of those, and I never will by the grace of God. Therefore, I don't see any reason why I should compromise my principles. I can't be blackmailed, and I can't be threatened. I'm not afraid of anybody. I don't owe anybody anything. Therefore, I am prepared to do what is right. If two parties are in a runoff and I feel that one of them is the better, not because of the money or whatever they offer me, but we cut a deal that, look, if you get into office, we are going to do X, Y, Z. On those grounds, I can cut a deal with anybody that I feel will do what is right for the people. But that is the way that I would approach it. But believe me, I think that in this race, I am going to win this election. I'll tell you why. An online poll released last week showed that Agbaje was first and Sanwo-Olu was second and I was third. And if I'm third at this point in the race, it's like a long distance race. I'm breathing down the neck of the people in the lead. And I have a lot of energy left. And they're getting tired already because all their posters, all their campaign is out. I have not put out one single poster, not one single flyer, not one banner. And I'm already right behind them. Everybody I have talked to has said to me that, look, once people know that I'm running, this is why I'm so grateful for this type of media exposure. Once people know that I am the alternative to these two, APC and PDP, I am going to get their support. We are going to win this because this is the only way that we can begin to free Lagos. We can begin to develop sincerely. You know, when you ask them for their motto, they'll say, "Eko ni baje." That is total trash.
What is your party ideology and the pillar you stand with?
No, my party ideology is not Eko ni baje. Their own party ideology, that's their slogan. My own slogan is education is the antidote to poverty. I've been an educationist all my life. I know that it is education that pulled Malaysia out of underdevelopment to a developed country now and left Nigeria behind. I use Malaysia because we were at par in the 60s. But commitment to education at every level, from kindergarten to primary to secondary to university, commitment. UNESCO recommends 26% of the budget to education. Right now, Lagos has 12.7% to education. In the first year of my budget, we will take it to 15% and continue to move on. And you know, there's a lot of money in Lagos. A lot of it is being wasted. A lot of extravagance. A lot of corruption. You're having birthday party, the leader, they will spend hundreds of millions celebrating the leader. That's not going to happen in my administration. Remember what our law used to say, that no more coffee, no more drinking of soft drink in my office when I get into office. This is how you save money. We will save a lot of money and we will spend the money to develop Lagos.
Let's talk about, since you brought in money into the discussion, campaign financing, funding. You know, the Electoral Act that was refused to be signed by the president. Key aspect of that act, Electoral Act amendment had to do with vote buying. You don't want to go with the grain. You go against the grain, saying that you cannot monetize the political system and not give or induce voters. But it's a problem we face. Everyday reality, people go to the polls and they demand money. Are you promising voters money? Will you give voters money for you to influence the vote? Because it does appear, if you understand the system many times, that the ones with the war chest oftentimes are the ones who get victorious in the poll.
Frankly, based on my own experience, only a fraction of people get paid to vote. Only a fraction. Most people do not get a penny. Ask everybody in this room. You will find that maybe 10% got paid. Most people don't get paid. I will campaign on issues. As I've done now, I tell people what I want to do, the avenue I'm going to take. If they believe in me, they will vote. We are going to have enough money to keep our agents at the polls, but to pay people to vote, nobody has that money. You don't pay everybody to vote. You know, so it's all a farce. Some people are paid to vote, but I'm not paying anybody. We do not have the money in Social Democratic Party to be paying people. And I will not degenerate to that level. There's no need for it. People have come to a point, I believe. If it was a question of money, look at what happened in Ekiti. The PDP was able to challenge effectively. They didn't have as much money as the APC. Even with all the security forces to make sure that the APC got in office, it was not that easy. Same thing happened in Osun. With all the money of the APC, they were still not able to win a clear victory. In Lagos, with this crop of candidates running against me, I assure you, you're not going to go and bribe people in the university seats, all these students. How many people are going to bribe? You give how many people money? No. No matter how much money APC spends for Sanwo-Olu in this election, no matter how much money PDP brings to support Agbaje in this election, they will not defeat me because the people of Lagos know that they will be in trouble if any of those three people got in office. And they know
why will they be in trouble?
Well, everybody knows that the APC candidate is just handpicked. In their own primary election, the National Working Committee that came to observe the election said it was a sham. So, even though they dressed it up after, but the fact is, this is what was reported, and this is what happened. We know people who were in the election. Everybody was threatened. If you wanted to vote for anybody but the Osowolu, you were threatened. You just
let's bring this question. So you see the nature of the politics sometimes can be below the belt in Lagos State. Is it some sort of tactic you hope to employ during the campaign when you begin to put your posters out?
Look, I have refrained from putting posters out now because I wanted to see what will happen. I noticed coming here now on the 3rd Milan Bridge that all of Agbaje's posters have been torn down again. Only Sanwo-Olu's posters remain. The more they do that, the more they bring discredit to themselves. When I put my posters out, if they want to tear my posters down, that will just be an indication of how afraid they are. But I suspect that it doesn't matter anymore what they do. Sanwo-Olu's poster is everywhere. They try to introduce him to everybody because they know he has no right to be where he is, no chance in the world. But they're going to try to rig the election. We are going to be very strong at the coalition center. We make sure that if the people want us to be in government, we will be in government.
All right.
The people's vote must count. That's all.
Leave it at that. Thank you very much, Dr. Adetokunbo Pearce, the governorship candidate in Lagos for the Social Democratic Party, ahead of next year's crucial general elections. And that's it on Let's Talk Politics on AIG Media Pro. I'm Arogo Obo. Until next time, you have a great day.